Elizabeth, if you've been pulled over this past week and got a citation for not wearing your seatbelt, you've noticed that the fee has gone up from $25 to $85. Well, seatbelt violations aren't the only thing that have gone up this past week. District Attorney Jerry Jones presented an order to Judge Sharon Marchman increasing all traffic and wildlife citation fees.
We've had several complaints from the motorists who have been ticketed here lately.
Ouachita Sheriff Royce Toney says phones have been lighting up with complaints stemming from a $60 fee that has been tacked on to all traffic violations and a $50 fee tacked on to wildlife violations issued after October 21st. The order adding these fees was signed in the 4th Judicial Court by Chief Judge Sharon Marchman.
The district attorney found this law. They sent it over to the judge's office and they issued an order. And anytime an order is issued, of course, the sheriff's office has to follow it.
Ouachita Sheriff Royce Toney questions the legality of the order. For example, he says the Louisiana seatbelt law is clearly written to be $25, that price including all court fees. With this additional fee tacked on, it's now $85. This concern prompted Toney to contact a local lawmaker.
I contacted Senator Bob Kostelka, one of our lawmakers, and he thought the law was very vague.
Senator Kostelka tells KNOE he checked the statutes of the law and it indeed was very confusing. He says the language in the law is unclear.
We thought it was a vague law that should have been, the order should be rescinded.
The extra fees that were tacked on to all citations were given to the North Louisiana Criminalistics Lab. You can see on this graph before the order, the lab received only 5% of the average traffic ticket fees. And after the order, the lab received 22%.
Now, I can understand the public being upset. And when you come to pay a $25 ticket and you learn it's $85, you know, that $60 comes out of somebody's budget. And they're not real happy, and I agree with them completely.
After a meeting this morning, the order has been rescinded. So from here on out, you won't be seeing an additional fee tacked on to your citation. It's unclear whether those who have already paid that fee will be given their money back. Reporting in Monroe, Samantha Boatman, KNOE 8 News. Raymond Downs and his family moved to the Forest Park subdivision, never guessing that work release inmates would be living a half-mile away.
We want a clean neighborhood, but we don't agree with bringing inmates and how that facilitates making that area any better.
The concern for Downs and his neighbors is the renovation of the old Ridgedale Academy. The building was bought by the Ouachita Sheriff's Office to house members of a work release program.
Bring on the Sheriff's Department. We love the Sheriff's Department. We just don't understand why they need to be housed in our neighborhood.
Residents have come together and shared concerns since the project was made public in July. They complain that the sheriff hasn't communicated any of this since day one. But Sheriff Royce Toney says he can't talk to neighbors if the invitation isn't offered, and tells KNOE he never received an invitation to this meeting. He says, "I sympathize with them, but I assure there's nothing to be afraid of, and there are already a lot of criminals in the area unsupervised. My responsibility is to protect the entire parish, and that's what I intend to do." The work release program brings in $1 million, money that will be used to protect the entire parish. Work on Ridgedale has already started, and Toney says renovation for the patrol division is the main focus now. He wants to emphasize the fact that extra deputies will patrol this neighborhood, an area Toney says already needs extra attention. But the people here see work release program and the patrol headquarters as separate issues. In Monroe, Samantha Boatman, KNOE 8 News.